Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. It's weird.
Here is dark and thick here.
Okay, so right now, the group and I, we are going to be doing a night walk. So this is going to be exciting. We're going to be walking through the forest.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know where the guys behind me got into.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Unbeknown to Robert, there is an unknown creature that is watching us from the darkness. Could this be the creature called Bigfoot that we are searching
come up
for?
the road, check out the big lake. I actually thought Joseph was up here by himself. I was like, what the? Whoa, 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 whoa. We got eye shine from hell.
Before I began my investigations into the lure of Bigfoot, I traveled the world meeting people who live with the most amazing animals. The dynamics that surround these forest giants is very complex. Oh, this is so cool. As a skeptic, I'm on a mission, an adventure of a lifetime, to find evidence that if these Bigfoot creatures are real, I can once and for all put my doubts aside and share with the world that that sound of that simple crack in the forest may not just be a chipmunk. My name is Jason Kenzie. These are my chronicles into searching for Sasquatch. I hear something. Oh shit, I saw it. I saw it. Sasquatch is one of the most beloved and sought after cryptids. They are well loved by all the other cryptids. Maybe. Many sightings of these creatures are found throughout the Rockies. Some researchers believe Bigfoot's eye shine is caused by lights hitting their eyes. Others claim their eyes can glow without light. I am back in Texas. I have been flown in. I'm going on another Bigfoot expedition. But this is even more exciting. Right now, I am with Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey. Jump from the tree.
And we are driving to Colorado. We are going to the Rocky Mountains. Whereabouts are we going?
It's called Southport, Colorado. It's like a little town. It's near Pagosa Springs, so a lot of people know the ski area. It's called Wolf Creek Pass. That's how a lot of people know that area. But it's a gorgeous area. There's a little town near it called Kryder too. But
we're going to be going deep into the Rocky Mountains to an area that is well known for having alleged Bigfoot activities. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to actually be driving through some of these deserts and over these mountains, and we're going to stop along the way. It's going to be very exciting. And I can't wait for you guys to see the excitement that we're going to have. So until then, I'll see you later. All right, we've made it. We got the Rocky Mountains just over there. We have Todd and his son working as a team. They're not killing each other. Before we move any further into this story, I need to take you back to Michigan to show you how I ended up in Colorado.
Yeah, where we're going, it gets very, very, very thick. Very hard to see.
So I'm here with Josh Parsons. You recognize the last name because he's the son of Todd Parsons. And we are heading to this remote location and we're going to go and see if we can find any evidence of these creatures that is referred to as Sasquatch. And so where are we going exactly?
We are headed to the Allegan State Game Area.
Continue on I-94 west for 24
There have been
miles.
sightings. Where we're going, it's actually the creek we're going. It's called Swan Creek, and there have been sightings over the years. And some of the sightings can be seen on BFRO, and Val Zavala's actually got some sightings that he's had registered in his database from that area as well. And that's actually where I had my own Class A sighting, which at the time scared me, but then afterwards it motivated me to go out there even more.
Excellent. So this is where we're going to go. We're very excited to see what we can find. It's quite beautiful outside right now. So I will talk to all you guys once we get there and set up. We have made it to the location where we're going to be spending a couple nights here, completely surrounded by forest for sure. And we have almost a full moon. Yeah, it's beautiful here. Right? We are just walking along this trail, and we're just trying to see if we can catch anything. Any footprints, any sounds. I'm going to do a howl. There's something walking right there. Whoop. Hello? Is there anyone there? I heard you moving. Whoop! At least if these creatures are real, I might be able to attract them to come out with my beautiful good looks. And these stupid bugs. Where did he go? Come here. Do they sting or anything?
I just heard a whoop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to the right.
Yeah.
Back towards the camper.
So awesome. And maybe, oh no, maybe it's a plane through the skies.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah.
Man, it's thick back here.
It's very thick. We just heard a tree break or a snap in the forest right here. I mean, it's not saying that it's Sasquatch, but could be a deer sleeping or something. F***ing bugs are just bugging me. It's a very, how do I say, creepy out here.
Do what?
You know, I say we go into there. What do you think?
Well, that was by that tree right there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we can if we can find a way.
Okay, right through here. Lead the way. I can outrun him, so that's why I'm asking him to go first. Shh, don't tell him I said that. Hello? Sasquatch, if you're out here and hiding, I just want to let you know that I taste terrible. No, really bad. I taste as bad as you smell. Always have to look behind us. Oh, something moved. Yeah. Yeah, something moved over there. So I know that I heard a whoop at least 2 times. We heard probably a wood knock, and we think that, you know, these creatures could possibly be by our camper. So before I could even finish what I was saying, either something was thrown at us or it fell out of a tree. And then strangely, we found an interesting piece of shit from the tree above us.
Might have been a squirrel rustling around or something.
Yeah. That's no deer. That is no fox. It's very wet.
Not a coyote.
No. Should I touch it? I mean, should I squish it? Look at that. It's cold though. So.
Just from today though.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you think for 1 second that I tasted it, you're wrong.
Like it's human.
Maybe.
It smells like human too.
You'll never know.
Almost look like a back heel almost.
Yeah. So that could be
Another one.
Yeah.
With the forest all around us going quiet and with no more activity, we headed back to the trailer. It was time for me to tuck myself in for the night.
Okay, well, tonight it was quite interesting. But now, it's time to hit the sack and go to bed, and I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Here we go.
For today's plan, Josh is taking me deeper into this swampy forest. He's going to show me an incredible tree structure that he came across only a year ago.
Down in areas like this.
Yeah, so we're going to see if there's any prints down here in the mud.
Well, I didn't expect this.
Yeah, no, 900-pound creature steps on that. It's going to go right up to its knees.
Yep.
There has to be a place where we might be able to try and get over without getting wet. This is where we need Sasquatch to come and knock down a tree for us, please. Just a nice one to go right across. Those Sasquatches are never there when we need them. Like literally never there.
Just when I thought there was going to be no way across this river, this adventure was going to end, Josh came up with a crazy idea.
What? What the f***? And this is the shallow part?
Yeah.
Now that is crazy. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so this might be dumb, very dumb. Even though I'm holding a very expensive camera, and if I go under, it's gonna really suck. It's not that cold. Well, it's not bad, I guess. Okay. Look, Sasquatch!
As Josh and I moved gracefully through the dense underbrush, just like kids in a candy store, we were scanning the muddy ground for any large tracks that a certain hairy creature might have left behind. I was eager to investigate this tree X.
Wow, this is pretty incredible. Like, you can see how this is, being placed here. I heard some cracking.
I'm hearing it too.
Do you hear it?
Yeah. It's like on the other side of the creek.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This?
It's just hanging there, isn't
This is hanging. It's not even touching the ground.
it? That's incredible.
How is this even...
I don't know how that's
How is
holding.
that even holding it up? Look. What am I, Superman? I could just...
That had to be jammed from underneath.
Well, there's no roots up there. It's just you can see that there's an X right there.
The X wasn't here the last time I came and saw this structure. If you look close, you can see that the plants have been pushed down underneath the X. It's pretty recent.
It fascinates me. These large structures are built so similar. It's not the first time I've seen them. I have found these markers in completely different locations around North America.
You can see the X. And Sasquatch hunters believe that this X is a symbol of do not enter that direction. We're in this area. We've gone really deep into the forest at night. And this is where Josh had his sighting, right? And quickly tell me what kind of sighting was it again?
Basically, it was a full moon, and it was about 12 o'clock at night.
Something was standing
We
in
were
the
walking
trail.
down this trail we're about to start walking on, and it's about halfway down the trail. I'm always constantly looking behind me. I look back and notice there's no light shining through the trail like there should be, so I do a double take and I see this thing walk off the trail.
So I think we should walk down the trail without any flashlights for a little bit. Josh and I venture along this trail. I'm on high alert. Imagine if this creature that Josh claims to have seen, well, what if he's still around? The thick darkness of the deep forest made us virtually blind. It was near impossible to see anything. Suddenly, from right in front of us, something crashed through the bushes and down the hill. I was frozen in fear. Maybe it was a deer.
Okay, there's something. Doesn't that sound like it's walking on 2 feet?
Yes, it does.
Oh my gosh, they're here. That's awesome.
Hello. We're friendly.
It's in the creek.
Yeah. Okay, so there is something walking in the water here.
It sounds like 2 feet.
Yeah, it does. Sounds like something walking on 2 legs. It was really close too. After we turn around, I bet there's one watching us up here. Well, there's no point in going after it.
No, you get stuck in muck.
Yeah, we're smelling something really bad. Like it really stinks right here. No. Fuck, is it ever strong? Like it's right above us. Huh. Imagine if it was just up in the tree. Yeah, it really stinks here.
It does. Nope, it's back. It's starting to go away now. Now I always smell smoke.
So now we're climbing up this hill again. The smell has now gone away. It is bloody freaky out here. And I know I say that a lot. You know why? Because it is freaking freaky out here.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What does it sound like?
A howl. I hope you caught that on camera. It was like a whoo.
Okay, I'm gonna do a howl. Whoa! Now that was a bone-chilling scream. Let's hear that again.
I heard that.
Yeah. Is that a bird?
No.
It answered me. Being on edge isn't a good feeling. So what do you think?
It wasn't here before.
Then suddenly, I spot something giving off eye shine.
What?
Fuck, that fucking freaked me
Oh,
out.
hunter's mark.
Yeah, whatever it is. So, okay, here. So this is a prime example of pareidolia, or thinking is eye shine. See this here? Look at this. that there can easily, you know, I thought for 1 second that was the eye shine. Freaked me out.
Yeah, it's got me a few times.
Is that the car?
Yeah. But the dogs in front of us, what we were hearing was to the right of us.
Yeah.
Finally, we arrived back to our vehicle. Wow, what an interesting night.
All right, I guess we're gonna turn in for the night, head back, and I can't wait to review this and see how much stuff I caught.
On the ride back to the camper, we both were silent. Josh broke the quietness with an invitation. His dad, Todd, was in Colorado on an expedition. Todd has asked me to meet him there. There was no way I could pass up this opportunity.
So ironically, we're now in the Rocky Mountains and it is raining. It might be a good bad thing because it may have been too hot for the Bigfoot. So hopefully this cooler weather, they're going to be much active tonight. And right now I'm with Todd. Hey Todd.
Hey! What's going on?
Yeah, we're going to camp out tonight. Hopefully the rain kind of stops. And let me show you the rain.
It's nice.
We're gonna have to set up the tents in this hail. Oh, Shane is probably all covered.
I learned very fast in the Rockies that it storms every morning.
Dad?
So right now, we are trying to find Shane. Shane is, you know, one of the team members. He came up earlier to find his face, but we can't find him yet. And now we might have a flat tire.
The thought of having a flat tire without a spare so far out in the wilderness is very troubling. Lucky for us, it was only a false alarm. Let the adventure continue. As Joe and I approached the top of the hill, we knew we had found the perfect spot for us to make camp.
Oh wow, it's so beautiful here. Maybe if we had binoculars, we could
If it's one thing I notice about Shane and his team, they all work great together. It only took us about an hour to set up our camp.
This side looks a little shorter, don't it?
Oh,
Wait, we want it facing which way though?
I say facing the fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's turn it.
And with a little adjusting and great dog licks, we were ready to head out to find this area where Bigfoot tracks have been found in the past.
260, we're along about right here. Y'all rode out here this way, so what I was trying, all these markings, X, O, I don't recall why I put an O instead of X. These are all Sasquatch sightings from the database. We're right here. So there's been one sighting over here at this Devil's Hole area. Well, here's Red Mountain right here. So we're right here. So I'm thinking
We're in the middle of.
yeah, this is Red Mountain. So I'm thinking we're along right here. How I'm not sure how far up we are from the main road. 250. Find some roads like y'all found earlier that goes up to the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Red Mountain is that bald area up there past over here.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do that by with the compass. I think that's Red Mountain there.
With darkness upon us and a nice roasting fire to keep us warm, we all gather our gear for tonight's investigation. But first, I need to know what we're doing.
So what's the plan tonight? What are you guys doing?
Well, I guess we're going down the road. I think he wants to look for Robert, but I guess we're going to explore a little bit too at the same time. Should be fun.
I'm gonna be alone. all by myself while they're going to go out and explore. I'm going to hold down the camp. This is when Sasquatch comes out and takes me. Robert Kryder has finally showed up. He found something in the forest already. We're just going to go down. It's a tree that's been heavily damaged. It's still living, so I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, there's another broken one down yonder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, now this one's green. See the leaves, Jason?
Yeah.
Look at the leaves on the branch right behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Look up. Yep.
Look at that.
That's not even 2 days down.
Or at least something over there is green. Pine tree. Why is that?
Right. Why is there a pine tree here?
Why is there? Yeah. Well, there's pines up above behind you.
Yeah, but they're all in a big pile. In here.
Oh yeah, this thing's pretty damaged, holy. So it could be, I mean, it could be storm damage, right?
Hey, oh, not this one. There is green in here.
Pretty dang curious.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost like a shelter. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. It is so tangled.
This one went first. This one came on top of that, busted this off.
But up in that pile, look how tangled that pile is.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's been down underneath there, right? Okay, let's look at that tomorrow morning. See if there's any impressions and stuff.
And there's another one over here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this one. This tree is all tangled up. So I thought I'd do a howl. Yeah. Not that it was a good time for it. I just like hearing my voice. Woo!
Possibly call them a UFO.
No,
so. This is well. Here's what you do that. Here, I'll show you the trick to that. Look at that. Look at that down there.
That's tricky. The next morning, I had an interview with a Bigfoot researcher on his encounter, what he believes was with Bigfoot. Hi, Glenn.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. My name is Glenn Norberg. I'm from Florence, Colorado, and this is my Bigfoot encounter story.
You have had some interesting Bigfoot encounters. What is the most amazing one?
I think the most amazing one for me was in archery season of 2020. I was up by O'Haver Lake, Colorado. I had found some interesting tree structures, things that really caught my attention that didn't look like deadfall the previous day. So I went hiking in the same area we were elk hunting, so I'm archery hunting. So I'm going up a hill, and as I'm going up a hill, I heard to my right this very faint. So I froze, knocked my arrow, got down, and watched.
And did you think for a second that maybe it was a Bigfoot?
Well, I did, because it was already on my mind. You know, the whole Bigfoot phenomenon has been an interest of mine at that point for about a year. So okay. I had a thought, but it was mostly elk, because I wanted elk. So I'm going up the hill, and this happens. I get down, I wait, and I'm watching for about 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes, a while. Nothing happened. Continue up the hill. On my left, I hear same drill.
And you were expecting like this big hairy...
I'm looking for movement. I'm looking for elk.
Yeah.
I'm looking for an ear, a leg, something. So I'm looking, nothing. I'm going up the hill. I hear it again to my left. Same drill, nothing. Continue up the hill. And this is where I really wish I was paying more attention, because as I'm going up the hill, something landed in the bush immediately to my left. Boom, right there. It could have been a pine cone, it could have been a rock, it could have been anything. I wish to God I'd looked up to see if there's a pine tree above me, but I didn't. I just wrote it off as a pine tree. pine cone, thinking a squirrel maybe knocked it off. I hear behind me, and I'm in Aspens,
Yeah.
at about 10,000 feet, I can see 40 yards pretty well. I'm sneaking along, and I hear behind me,
Wow.
I'm afraid I called in a bear. Put my hand on my gun, I turn around, and I can see for 40 yards, I'm looking 180 degrees, absolutely nothing was there.
Wow, that's an interesting story.
Yeah, it was really curious.
So in the area that we're in right now,
Yeah.
what are the chances that we might be able to find a Bigfoot?
Well,
or a Bigfoot finding us?
I was doing some work up here and talking to a guy at the local hardware store. And he and his father were driving on a road just not too far from here, about 4 years ago. And as they were driving, they had a roadside crossing, a traditional roadside crossing.
Really?
He was half asleep in the car, but the dad locked up the brakes, coming to a skid, and he woke up and they both saw this thing cross.
And was that daytime or?
I believe it was a nighttime story. I'm not quite sure. I need to talk to him a little more, but
Wow.
yeah, I mean, that was right here.
Wow.
And we've heard other stories from in this area, and yeah, it's. I mean, look at around here. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Glenn. Let's go and find
Bigfoot.
We're going to look at the map and figure out if this is the area that we're trying to identify.
Our turn was right here. That's on 206. We camped right there.
Okay.
And then this is where I was talking about for potential base camp. So right on that roll. And so we'd want to come around. We just have to go up a little bit further, and there should be a meadow open up across.
So we have seen that meadow.
With a bigger open. Matter of fact, that little spot right there, I think that's as big as this one's going to get.
It may have been that one that went down the hill.
Yep. Because that open valley right here should be this open valley right here. And then this raw spot right
So
there.
right now we're trying to get up to this. It's called Red Mountain. And allegedly there's been tons of Bigfoot sightings around this area. So that's what we're going to try and do. Now I don't know if you can see this, but there's some logs that are over this path. So Robert and I, we're going to be heading over to this log to see if we can actually drive the quads over it. Oh yeah.
Real easy, no problem.
Yeah, that's
Adventure time.
We all ventured into the beauty of the backcountry wilderness, determined to find any evidence of Bigfoot.
Uh-oh. Blue started sliding off.
Stop here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll show you this area. This is where we found here. Are we going down that way? We're going to go down this way.
the reason why I'm wearing a coat right now is because the weather here changes so bloody fast. It'll be hot and sunny 1 minute. Next minute it's thunder and lightning and pouring rain. I love it.
I really am out with some really nice guys. They have such a great sense of humor. And this is very important to have when you're searching for monsters.
Okay, so here we got some black bear prints. And what you notice was where I was showing before. I'm showing you the muddy footprints here in the water, and you can see down through the water, see where the fog mud is?
Yeah.
Those are steps within just the last maybe 30 minutes. And then we get over here, and we can see the culprit who walked across there. You see, looks like a black bear. And we're going to make an arc to the south now. The other guys split off, checked the northward arc, and they're already back over at our meeting point. So we're going to arc further south now and try to eliminate that possibility. Nothing else, we'll get back to the quad, so the drone back up. So
At the last minute, we all decided we're going to head back to camp. We were all starving, and Shane is going to cook up some delicious food to get us ready for tonight's investigation.
Should have a...
The problem is, I don't know if that's your good side.
I've got 2 good sides.
what you putting this together, Shane?
I'm sorry?
What you putting this together?
This is sauteed bell peppers in 3 different colors, sauteed spinach, sauteed mushrooms, and some seared sirloin steak.
With our bellies full of food, and now we can just sit and rest and just enjoy this nice campfire. When suddenly the forest came alive. Todd spotted something watching us from the forest just behind Shane.
I don't know if I'm looking at 2 eyes, but I'm looking at 2 things looking right at us. But I don't see any heat signature around it.
You don't have to. It's first cold, or you're going to see that.
I don't think it's anything, so I would have thought I'd seen something blink by now.
What is interesting is when Todd took his camera off of the eye shine to look elsewhere, when he returned to the spot, it was gone.
You know what? I don't see him now. I'll be damned.
So what's the plan there,
Well,
Bucko?
we're going to catch Bigfoot. One way or another, we're going to catch him. We're going to go set a trap, put up some booby traps, and we're going to try to get him to fall into a hole in the ground. We're going to dig a deep hole tonight.
It's going to have to be a 20-foot hole.
Yeah, we're going to bait him. I don't know what we're going to bait him with, but maybe need one of them peaches, I guess.
So what we're doing right now is we're doing a full audio survey. Now we're sitting right now close to 10,000. We're over 9,000 foot. Joseph is over there listening to the group, which is up the mountain, and listening for sounds around the group. And we had movement earlier from the other side. So I'm using the spectrum analyzer to watch as the sounds come in.
We're heading back up the mountain. And I'm with Todd, and I'm with Shane. What do you have?
Something up there.
What is it Shane is seeing? Could it be that creature that was staring at us back in camp?
Close up or far back?
It's up there a little ways.
I guarantee we would have some activity in this location. When you look down here, it's just so thick and dark. I mean, it looks prime location for Sasquatch. I guarantee if we stayed out here for a while, we'd have something happen.
Well, I guess Robert and Joe got bored. It wasn't long till they joined us. More the merrier.
So I came up here and scouted this out. Should be good.
All right, go for it.
Hopefully we'll get a response.
It is very quiet tonight, guys.
It is very quiet.
We're going to be walking through the forest. Going to go also up like a small trail, and we're going to see if we can, capture any evidence of these creatures. Hopefully we can get some howls and some roars and, stuff that I got in Texas. So this is going to be so much fun. So.
Well, we got another tree down.
Okay, so we're finding a lot of these living trees broken and knocked down to the ground. And, like the one back there, they are fresh and still living.
Yeah, that's good. That didn't go because it was weak at all, and there's no way wind took it out that direction.
Oh, wow. Wow, that
What do you
one's...
think, Robert? What do you got? Sick.
Look at this.
So these look like it was kind of bent over. My question is, why? Why are they pushing these trees over? If Sasquatches are pushing these trees over, what is the purpose? Exactly. This looks like what we found in Michigan. Blake and I. Guys, we found a whole bunch of trees that have been pushed over. Copy. Oh yeah, look, you can see where it's twisted.
All forced this way.
Oh, the cow. Look what we found.
Totally blocked us.
Look, this behind us, our trees have been pushed over, and it seems like it's to block this trail completely.
It compacted it this way, didn't it? So the reason I say that is because these mounding here is from the forefoot. So this is from the ball, toes up.
Don't go there.
That's definitely a cow. But there's a cow's up here all by himself.
Oh, there's a heat signature over here in one of the trees, and Robert and I are walking closer to it. Probably an owl. Could be an owl. Do you see where I am? How about now? Caw-caw, caw-caw! Caw-caw, caw-caw! Do you still see it?
No, I can't see it from here.
It was a bird. Or maybe a Sasquatch looking like a bird. As Robert and Joe separated from us, moving further up the trail, Todd and I stayed behind to check an area for footprints.
Yes, it's super quiet, dead quiet.
It is dead quiet. Oh, there's no birds, like owls. Hoo! Hoo! Ho! Ho! Hoot! Hoot! That's a stoned owl. Okay, we better catch up to Shane.
No, we're together.
Okay, copy that. I thought it was just...
Copy that.
You see this large X of logs across the road?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Unbeknown to Kryder and Joe, there's a creature watching them from the shadows.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Do you guys have a radio?
We're checking a brush pile that's pretty lit up. We're just, and Jason started snapping. We're checking it out.
Could this be the creature called Bigfoot that we are searching for? After a few more minutes of looking around, we finally caught up with the group.
wanted to watch him for a minute. That's why I said hold position.
Tree on the ground.
Oh, we didn't hear that part.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We got eye shine.
I have been invited to Colorado by the Bigfoot investigation team, T.A.P.S, to help in the search of Bigfoot. We have been exploring the area around camp, and on a hike up the mountain at night, we have just spotted 2 pairs of eyes stalking us from the dark forest. Could it be Bigfoot? Well, you're just gonna have to find out. So will we.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We got eye shine.
Well, we don't know if it's Sasquatch, but there's something out there.
Well, I mean, it's peeking around. I don't know. In a tree or on the ground?
No, he's standing on the ground, peeking around the tree.
Oh shit, I saw it. Oh, I saw. I did. Okay, so I'm looking at something with eye shine. I saw it for a second.
It was getting real curious. That's why we were saying stop. It was peeking out more and more, like it was going to come out.
I saw it for a second.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, I don't see it now. He's kind of half around the ground.
Joseph was up there by himself. I was like, what the? Whoa, 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 whoa. We got eye shine from hell. Oh, baby. Isn't that beautiful? Look, watch. Look at it. Come on, honey. Look back out. There it is. Come on, look back out.
Behind that big tree.
It's right there.
Tell them to stop.
There it is, right there. Not the bug. Right there. There. See it? Yep.
Tell them to stop.
Look, hold, you guys. Hold. We got eye shine. We're about maybe 100 feet off trail watching them down.
Stop.
Turn your radios down, guys.
Stop.
Turn your radios down.
Okay, I'm looking at the log.
Go ahead. Do you see anything? Okay, so we're watching eye shine. He's looking at me right now. Got a tree peeker about 110 feet away.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
We were just cruising up one of the old closed logging access roads. We're at 10,000 foot, maybe 10,700.
You can clearly see that there is something with eye shine peeking out from behind a tree. But is it a Bigfoot? And possibly there could be 2 of them. Most importantly, is it the same creature that was watching us from earlier? If so, it would be showing a certain kind of stalking trait that we see in apex predators, such as bears and cougars.
So I saw 1 eye, then I moved to the left a bit, and I saw 2, and then it faded.
Yeah, Shane saw the eyes too. So yeah, well, I'm not going to bug him anymore. I know where he's at. We got to see what we got to see. Yeah, it was neat, man. It was neat. He was looking real cute.
Did you catch that? Let me show you again. The creature, it didn't leave. It just moved to a new spot. I have a theory that is quite well demonstrated in this particular creature encounter. If what we are observing is a Bigfoot, it would not be surprising that they can see infrared. Listen to this. Infrared light has longer wavelengths and lower energy than visible light, and cannot be seen with the human eye. However, mosquitoes, vampire bats, bed bugs, and some snakes and beetle species can use portions of the infrared spectrum for vision. Suppose Bigfoot is also able to see infrared. Did you catch that? Let me... Okay, hey, so I just want to talk to you about this eye shine, the creature that is behind Todd. I've reviewed the footage over and over again, the original raw footage, and I've come to the conclusion that the monster that shows off the eye shine that's behind Todd is me. That's right. I remember I left everyone because I wanted to go up to where we saw the original eye shine, and everyone, told me don't go up there, so I kind of walked down the path and I went up there. So that is me. Now, The eye shine that we're looking at in the forest that's peeking out from the tree, 100% real. I mean, it is a creature with eye shine, something that's living. Also, the eye shine that we caught 10 minutes earlier down the trail by the X, the one that Robert didn't see, that was also real. That also was a creature, a living creature that is peeking out behind a tree. I'm not saying it's a Bigfoot, but it's something. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the eye shine of me, if that's in my flashlight. So that's debunked. So let's carry on.
Don't bug them, don't chase them around, and they'll follow you back and watch.
After, about an hour of searching, we just had those eye shines, that's about it. Some cracks in the forest, maybe a howl. But now we're heading back. And we're kind of tired and we're hungry, and it's going to be an interesting night. We're hoping that, whatever it was with eye shine will follow us back to camp. Was it a Bigfoot? I'm not sure. But hopefully we'll soon find out.
On the walk back to base camp, we started hearing cracks in the forest, and then Todd spotted something giving off heat laying on the ground.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it hadn't moved, so now I still want to see what it is. It's on the ground right there. We're almost. So if you see that, there's a pine tree straight ahead. It's down lower. I think might be something on the tree, but it's coming out kind of far if it is.
Could this be the creature following us back to camp? Moving closer to see if I can record it on film.
Are you looking at it?
Okay, here it's moved. I think it's a rabbit. I think.
Whatever it was, it slowly moved off into the darkness. For the rest of the night, we couldn't stop talking about, our experience and what we witnessed up there on the mountain. In the middle of the night, Robert's motion detector that he placed behind our tents went off, and strangely, nobody woke up. I tried to wake up Todd, and he was sleeping. And the weird thing is, it was so loud with the lights going and everything that Robert didn't even wake up.
Okay, right now, the guys are getting ready. We're going to be going up into the forest. We're going to be walking along these trails. It's been raining for the last couple hours, and hopefully these creatures come out because they're going to think that nobody's out in this pouring rain.
So we're going to run over, check out this spot where we had a good loud knock loud enough that they heard it over the quad engines. Real clean. So I come over yesterday evening and went ahead and put an apple over here, just kind of a friendly gesture, not to bait, and just kind of see what we've got going on. And so now we're going in here to check and see if the apple was taken, and I can see it's still there. So.
Oh, dang it is.
Yeah, he didn't take it yet.
Apple's here.
When you open my driver's side door,
we found a print, an actual print. We were just taking off. Robert looked down and saw it sitting right here on the ground. What they don't know is I was running around naked last night.
Well, we're going to do another pour.
Are you?
Yeah. We're going to encapsulate this. Damn it, I don't want to fucking pick any dirt up. Well, that's what the Scotch guard was for. We'll see what it does in the end.
I'm hoping that when this is finally dry that we can see like actual toe marks.
Hopefully it's not just pareidolia.
See, nothing can be easy out here. when you're trying to do film, things die on you so fast. Hopefully, it's not one of us at the hands of Bigfoot.
Definitely got our outer edge showing, which is nice. We've got our taper showing. We don't know what we're going to have for any definition until we let it set up and we can brush this off. What we've got for now, and I can already see we've got at least a toe here and a toe there. The front was kind of messed up where the big toe slid, so but we've got our arch here. You can see the structure
As
of the
Kryder
foot.
was showing me the details in the cast, I couldn't help but wonder, why do we only find one footprint every time? So after it's been cleaned up, here it is. And I've also come to the conclusion that these creatures must only have one leg. Joe, Todd, and I left camp to go check out some old gold mines and possible evidence of these large hairy creatures.
I'm in this incredible ghost town. Behind me is a mine that they used to, look for gold. This area is known for having Sasquatch activity. And I am here to explore with Todd and his son.
Is that a rat?
I don't know.
What is that?
I think it's more of a pack rat. It's like old structures everywhere up here. What is this? Is that elk?
Just when we were discovering some cool locations, we heard some exciting news from camp.
We are heading out to camp. We're going to meet up with Robert Kryder and Shane. And Robert says he had a face-to-face encounter with Bigfoot. So I'm excited to hear his story and, see what's up. This is going to be exciting. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear his story.
Do you think maybe it's true?
I guess we'll find out.
That's Valentine.
I want to hear everything that happened. Hey guys, come over here.
All this impromptu makeup. Makeup. How you doing, buddy?
Good, bud. How you? Good, man. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
All right. You all right? Yep.
Stand over here. You probably have to stand right
There's
here.
no tape on the floor. How in the heck am I going to know where to stand?
Right there.
I don't see any tape.
Okay, so tell us what happened.
Oh, truckload of dancing girls and beer. That's pretty much it. Same old story, right? When and where? The whole thing since you guys have been gone?
Yeah, so did you have any experience?
Yeah.
Okay, so what experience did you have?
Always neat, too.
Okay.
You want more?
I do.
Okay, well, let's see what all happened. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get Shane's help for this.
Okay, Shane, you want to get over here? Now, Shane, were you with them?
I was with them, yes.
You were with them?
Todd, get the dog.
And did you see him too?
No.
No, I didn't get to see it.
No, he didn't get to see what I saw anyway.
Okay.
And of course we just shut off everything, so what I got to see I can't verify or prove. So I don't know if I even want to tell you. No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So that night of the day you guys left, we had all kinds of stuff going on as far as
night.
Yeah, little crap. Had a knock. What else? What do you have that night?
Knock, a lot of snaps, good snaps too.
Yeah, a lot of good snaps. Playful, like back and forth on both sides of us. We keep getting one over here, then back over here, and then you heard waterfowl or sounds of waterfowl.
Yeah, it sounded like a waterfowl. It sounded like one of those from Texas.
Oh yeah.
You hear it at night, but they're not out here.
No.
So, well, it's interesting.
Okay, so let's get to the good part.
Well, then the next day or whatever, I ran this stuff all night long, thinking, whatever, and I cammed up everything. So I had one running time lapse and two running Wi-Fi constant record, and one in the tree, doing normal game cam stuff. And I don't know what I got. We had a lot of stuff. The alarm went off and things like that during the night. And we reviewed some about 5:30 it went off in the morning. And so I didn't know what had happened and what not. And then I was sitting over here by the fire, and
quiet on set.
And Shane hadn't quite got up yet, and it was 11:15 of all times, and I was just sitting there looking down, drinking my coffee, and there's a viewable gap back here to where we had put all the cams, where we figured they might want to come up. And I was just sitting there, and I heard a twig snap, and I looked up, and between two of these trees back here, there was a form that was kind of light coffee colored, not like your cup of cream coffee, but the coffee itself just a little lighter. And there was shape in between those two trees, and it went left real fast.
So this was nighttime?
No, this is 11:45 in the day yesterday.
Oh, so
and
broad daylight.
He still hadn't come up yet. He was doing his own thing. So I was just sitting there alone and heard that. And I had shut off the cameras. I get up at 8:30 or 8:30 is the time when I shut everything down because I figured nothing else was going to happen. And so we'd shut all the cameras down, and then I'm just sitting there and I heard a twig snap, looked up, and that gap between those trees was filled, and that shape went left real fast. And when it did, I could see the leading edge instead of a rump or anything. It just looked like a 45-degree angle going between those two trees, you know. And I got the top was round and 45. And I just told myself, oh damn, that deer's brave, you know. And I thought, because from here, what I thought the height was around 3 to 4 foot. And I thought, well, it looked a little funny, you know, because deer jump, they don't go up sideways. But anyway, and after it made that initial snap and movement, I didn't hear anything. So I figured, okay, deer jumped and it's sitting right there. But it didn't look like a deer. But so I didn't get all in a big hurry. So I put my coffee down, dug around, got my phone, He wasn't moving. So I thought, okay, if it even goes down that road, I'll hear it. If that side on the road, I'll hear it. So I thought it'll be standing there to make a really neat picture. You know, I'll come around the corner and there'll be a deer just standing there. I came around the corner, there wasn't no deer. And I looked around and I looked around and there was no deer anywhere. And then I thought, okay, this is real weird. And then I thought, well, I'll just look at the tracks. You know, he's definitely gonna leave prints through here. And there wasn't any tracks. There weren't any tracks anywhere. And I looked down the hill and I started moving the road. I went everywhere. There wasn't a track one anywhere. And you can hear me say, I'm videoing, I'm saying if there's one deer scuff anywhere, I'm just calling it a deer. There was nothing.
So did you see any eyes?
No, it was too fast. It was the same thing like I took a pick up in the San Diaz one time, one going behind the trees, same thing. Sloped the back, 45.
Yeah.
So then Shane got up and around and joined me and stuff, and I was all fired up because what are you going to do? I can't show him anything, you know, and I'm dumbfounded, and so I went ahead and, you know, asked him, hey, you want to run down there and we'll see, you know, how tall whatever it was. And he goes over there and he starts going down a little bit. When he gets the closest point he can be, not even where it was, you know, the closest point he could be, he had his hand there and he's doing this at his chin. I go, well, that's a lot taller than 3 or 4 foot. And then he stepped back where it would have had to been to go sideways, and it was every bit of over his head or above. So it was over 6 foot, whatever it was.
There's a good slope back there.
Yeah. So whatever it was over 6 foot tall, leaning at a 45, so a little taller than
my height.
Yeah.
I knew it. Well, that's awesome. That is so cool.
Your height plus a foot.
Plus a foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is great. All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad we got that. And now I can give you a big hug. All right.
Can I stop this?
My time here has once again come to an end. I will miss these guys. And I really truly want to believe that these Bigfoot creatures do exist. And even though I didn't get that daytime experience seeing one of these cryptids, there will be more days to come. And as I always say, let the adventures always continue. And one more thing, where am I going? Joe drove me here in his truck. I don't even think I have enough gas to get out of these mountains. And I'm pretty sure Todd has already reported his quad stolen.